Everybody, welcome. Sorry, it was vacation last week, and now I am back and glad to be with you guys. And then we had this weird, like, freak windstorm and lost power, so that was weird. But hey, it's good to see you guys. I'm glad to be back and streaming. We were supposed to have a full week of streams, and then, you know, hey, stuff kind of happens. But I'm glad to be back. You know, if you guys are curious, you know what I mean, like. I don't know if I look any different, but if you look at this, if you just want to get an idea of, you know, did Robey get a tan? Yes, Robey did actually get some color. So there you go. You can see there was actually quite a bit going in there. So yeah, we did actually get some color and had a really good time. And yeah, it was fun. It was nice and relaxing, but I missed you guys, and today is going to be fun. So. You can see where I wore a watch, and I don't know. I like my watch, especially because like it was one of the few vacations because we did so much like activity, like swimming, scuba diving, all that sort of stuff that I literally filled my activity like every week or every day. So it was actually pretty cool. By the way, Shoom State, Sharkashay, Chris, and BVM McDaniel, thank you very much for the subs. I really appreciate it and all that sort of stuff. So I was in the sun for a lot more than that. I actually was in the sun for like quite a bit of time. At one point in time, I literally got so colored, like red, that I ended up having to go to like SPF 150 just to make sure that I didn't burn anymore. And my back is still a little bit itchy and stuff like that. But yeah, it was still pretty cool. Thank you very much, Landsworth, for the 5 gifted subs. Real Beer Guy, thank you very much as well. For the Prime sub, and then PC Guy for the sub as well. But yeah, no, big week, big week. Tomorrow, obviously, we're building with the 5070 Ti. We're building a $1,600 build, like really just trying to focus on keeping it as cheap as possible. We have the 5070 and the 9070 and 9070 Ti coming out next week. We did not get our cards in time to actually have a review for the 9070 and 9070 XT on time, but we will obviously cover them and do builds and stuff in them, and there is some videos and stuff that we're going to be doing around them for sure. But yeah, we won't be having a review on embargo date. but we will be having a build as soon as possible, so you guys will get to see the performance and stuff like that. But tomorrow is the most interesting thing. Obviously, we've got a video coming out tomorrow as well on the 2 cards, but we don't know price. Like, price is the big thing that everybody is kind of waiting on, and man, guys, it has been a bit of a roller coaster with these launches. Bittersweet, thank you for starting the hype train, and there we go. So curious, I'd love to just get your guys' opinion. What do you guys think it should cost? You know what I mean? Like, it's been interesting. Like, AMD went as far as to ask folks like Gamers Nexus, and they also asked folks like Hardware Unboxed what they think the price should be, which was actually pretty neat. It's cool to see that they're getting opinions. Hardware Unboxed said $550. $550. So, there like is what they said for the GPU. There was a leak. I don't know if it's a leak, but Micro Center did post on their website. They did post the prices going all the way up to $900. I think there was an over $1,000 9070 XT, and people reacted pretty poorly, right? They said DOA, and then the question is that they've since pulled them. But the thing that is interesting to me is Micro Center has definitely been one of those companies. They're kind of the darling e-tailer. And so for them to post those prices and then to get it so wrong, especially after all of the stuff that happened around the J's 2 cents 5070 Ti stuff, I don't know how this is all going to work out. So I'm curious if it literally looks like it's going to be that $600 and $699 price point. But we're all going to find out tomorrow, which is going to be crazy. So some people are saying under $600 might be good. But I'm curious what you guys are saying too. Yeah, and $699. Yeah, I know. It's like, and that's been the very interesting thing. Is it feels like a lot of people are just kind of saying, it's like they're expecting AMD to just kind of mess it up. And I don't know. I feel like there's a really weird like savior complex that people put on companies sometimes. Like, you know, it's like there's people with evil mustaches and there's people in back rooms who are trying, you know, like almost like AMD's like the Avengers or whatever it was, and their chance is to come out and save the consumer. And a lot of times you got to forget, man, these people are beholden to stockholders and making good decisions regardless, price decisions regardless of what may be best for the consumer, but in the end has to be best for their bottom line. So yeah, it's all in. Best for their bottom line. So it's always really interesting. But I just, yeah. When hasn't, and I actually, I don't know, do you guys think, I feel, maybe I have rose tinted glasses, but I remember the 7000 series GPU launches being pretty good. I feel like the 7900 XT launch actually went pretty, 7900 XTX and the stuff that they did around Starfield. I remember having having a pretty good vibe around that one. I think the 7800 XT was well received. I feel like, I just feel like those things went pretty well. To be honest, they've been doing nothing but losing video market share. I think right now they had like a higher amount of market share in the 6000 series, and since then they've actually only been losing market share. But I will tell you, some of the stuff is it's just interesting to me. Did you do any diving? Yes, I did. I actually went and did diving for the first time. Went and scuba dived, which was actually pretty insane. I'd never done something like that before. It was really, really cool, so I really enjoyed that. And I did some scuba for sure, but I did some snorkeling for sure as well. So yeah. What's up, Joshua? How are you? Seeing what else goes in there. The price is high and lower soon after. The other thing too is that the other thing that could be interesting, and you always have those conspiracy theories where people are saying that what could happen is that they come out with their price and then literally NVIDIA's like, surprise, surprise, we're going to drop our price by $50 and literally just put a nail in the head or whatever it was. But I don't know, it's going to be crow. Did I sim with sharks? I did see some reef sharks. So we did get to see some reef sharks. No barracuda or anything like that. Saw some lionfish. So I didn't swim directly with them, but I did get to see some, which was neat. And they were near me when we were doing that. I don't know if you guys knew this, but we were in, oh my gosh, where were we? Not Acapulco, Cancun. And Cancun is off of the coast of the second largest reef in the world. The only one bigger is the Great Barrier Reef. So there was actually quite a lot in terms of seeing that stuff too. So I guess who's back on their PC playing games again, even if it's with a controller. Turdog, that's awesome. That's awesome. And honestly, it's been, I'll be honest, Avowed. Let me just say, we do have Avowed on this build ready to go. I've been really enjoying Avowed. Such a great game. And then we have the new Yakuza game, the one that's in Hawaii that just came out today. I'm hoping we're going to definitely be able to play that a little bit more. So it's been quite a time for gaming. And I feel like Elden Ring's just on the horizon. Like, it feels like there's this good time for gaming. There's been some good movies that are coming out as well. So I feel like entertainment is kind of picking up a little bit as well, which I think would be cool. And then Moratorious, I think that's something that, he's saying, hey, every time I've done AMD, the software's been janky. I will tell you that is something they have definitely been working on, and I feel like they are going all out to try and make sure that people feel like the drivers are super, super stable. So we'll have to see how that goes. Pirate Majima was fun, but shorter than normal. Okay, nice. Well, I'm glad, Joshua. I'm glad that you're back. Third zone area. So I can't, it's funny, I only get about 20-25 minutes of gaming time, and I'm literally still in Paradise and getting ready to go out and start exploring again. Paradise took me 2 or 3 days to finally get everything kind of done, but I'm really, really enjoying I will literally go off on a tangent in that game, and then it'll take 20-30 minutes, and then I'll finally be like, what was I working on? Because there's just so much to kind of explore, which has been really, really cool. Lansworth, I'm happy with the 7900 XT. Looking forward to what the new cards like them. Lansworth, I agree. I'm actually very, very good. How's the fam? Still snowboarding. So next time I'm boarding, I'm actually heading out to Baltimore on Saturday. We're gonna go film some videos, but I will be up for the next 2 weeks, 2 weekends for sure. It kind of feels like it's starting to get into that dicey time of snowboarding. And then also we have Kevin Tabor from Be Quiet who's going to be up here the last week of March, and he's supposed to go snowboarding with us. So yeah, still snowboarding and all that sort of stuff too. Trying to see if anything else. No, nothing else? Okay. Well, guys, Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super glad to have you here. Today we are going to be building a $1,600 5070 Ti build. And it was really funny. Like, I remember when Tom and I, we were working on what to put inside of this build. And I feel like you guys have seen me, at least recently, I've done a number of 9800X 3D builds. But as you start to get close, knowing that you could build, if you could get a 5080 for $1,000, you could build a 5080 system for literally $2,050. When we started to look at the pricing and stuff like that, we said, okay, maybe the 9800X 3D isn't the best CPU for this. So we kind of went back and looked at the cards, and we ended up landing on the 9600X. So everything in this build is very similar to what we did with the first 5080 build that we did, where it's really just focused on how do I spend the least amount of money but get everything I kind of want out of this. Now, the other option is you know, the 9600X, absolutely great one. If you wanted to go with like a CU7, another solid option. The one thing that really kind of puts AMD over Intel in this case is specifically just the B650. B650 is such an inexpensive chipset. Because it's been around so long, you can just get some really, really great deals on motherboards for B650 versus having to pay Z890. And then still we're waiting to find out whatever the next CPU is going to be in Intel's whole ecosystem, of whether we're going to see the LGA 1851 chipset continue, or if we're going to see something new, like similar to what we had with 11th gen. So that's why we kind of went with the 9600X. It was in a nice price. If you wanted to save a little money, you could get rid of the X and just go for a flat out 9600. We wanted to stay pretty modern in this, and that's why we kind of chose the CPU. It's still a great CPU, absolutely love it. It's easy to cool, which is something that I actually really like about it as well, which means that you can do things like air cooling, which is going to save you money versus doing something like an AIO, though we are testing the brand new Thermalright, the very inexpensive Thermalright AIOs that you can get 70, 80 bucks. And so we'll have a better idea of whether those are kind of a nice upgrade from here as well. The 7700X, the one thing I will say is the 7700X and the 7000 series compared to the 9000 series is the cooling for those CPUs is significantly more. You cannot air cool a 7700X. It will basically TJ Maxx, and honestly, they weren't efficient. The one thing that was really nice about the 9000 series, the 9600 and the 9700, is just how much easier to cool, bringing that overall thermal stuff down, and it just makes it a little bit easier. So where you can save on cooling versus doing 7000 series. So Araxis is saying, why is this not a budget build? Mainly because the reaction to the above $1,000 budget builds has not been positive. So we are going to be doing so this is still our budget 5070 Ti build, and then we are also going to be doing a budget 5070 build for sure. So, Crochet Blondie. So anyway, that's our CPU for this, and that's what we did. And again, one of the benefits, obviously, of just the AM5 is now just how cheap B650 is. So if this looks familiar, yes, we did use this in our 5080 budget build one. And this is the Tough Gaming B650 plus Wi-Fi. Really, honestly, great board, great price. I know it's crazy when we're saying, hey, Asus, because usually they have a tendency to have a nice price hike, but that's really kind of in their GPU and their ROG side. Their tough boards have actually had a really, really good streak of having good performance, good features for a good price, and this one's got good VRMs, good software support, and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I'm always happy to recommend it. If you go a little bit cheaper, you really start kind of losing out on some things, and this one still has Wi-Fi 6 and all of the other bells and whistles, which makes it really, really nice. So there it is. Sub Hunter, thank you very much. Also Turdog, Asian Reaper, Bittersweet 84, also thank you so much for the subs as well. So the one thing is we've already checked all of ours for missing ROPs. So we have no missing ROPs. Remember, guys, it was 5%. So it was actually a pretty low percentage. So you kind of won the lottery in the bad way if you actually ended up having missing ROPs. And this is the one that we tested as part of our review. So all the data lined up. So thank you for letting me know that, Ritvan, but we're actually good there. So there is our motherboard. Okay, so for our storage, we're going to use the Patriot Viper VP4300 Lite. This is a DRAM-less NVMe SSD. We actually have an option there if you wanted to go up to 4 terabytes. Feels like, especially for gaming, 2 terabytes is kind of where it feels like from a minimalistic standpoint. Originally, we were going to use Kingston Fury, but honestly, Patriot just has a better price. Obviously, there's some things that you sacrifice there because DRAM does things for caching, and you can see some gaming performance differences there. But for the most part, these are great NVMe drives. We've used them a ton, and we're okay with recommending them. For the RAM, we did the Viper Venom. You could do non-RGB if you wanted to. I think the difference in price was about $5. It's 6,000 mega transfer AMD Expo. The one thing that I would say about Viper, about the Patriot stuff, is that the RGB, it's a little bit less accurate and a little bit more kind of painful to control. But for the most part, like the performance and everything else from that standpoint, that's one thing that I wouldn't argue with right there. So it's actually been pretty cool. And hey, did you know you have a community giveaway? Okay, that's nothing else. 4 terabytes don't cost a bunch, looks like. No. And that's the one thing we will say. Again, because we're trying to say, is 4 terabytes really necessary? I wouldn't say so. I think 2 terabytes is kind of where we feel like, hey, you're getting more than enough space. 4 terabytes, you're splurging a little bit. So we wanted to give you the option, but at the same time, like it would like to keep the price at where it was at $1,630. It felt like 2 terabytes was the right way to go. And that is true, Joshua. RGB does add. I have 2 terabytes, and I've always have space. And that's the thing. 2 terabytes really does. You can really have quite a few games on there without having it fill up. I'll be honest, man. I've got a 4 terabyte inside of my Tiki, and I have to remove games. But I'll have like 30 games installed at one time, and I actually really kind of enjoy that. So, yeah, there you go, Litvan. That makes sense. Okay, so there is our storage and our RAM. We are going to be changing the fans here a little bit just because we're going to be air cooling this. This is where Tom gets to be bad. We were actually going to do 2 140s in the front and a single 120 in the back, but the 140s never showed up. So I'm not going to cancel stream over that. There's a chance they could show up during the stream, so we're going to be throwing 3 120s in the front. They're going to be these Thermalright fans. They're about $30 for 3. And then we're just going to keep the black one in the rear. I don't know if the original configuration we're going to do was going to be better or worse. DMAT, thank you very much for the sub. I don't know if the original configuration was going to be better or worse, so we'll have to kind of see. I feel like this is going to be more than enough air to actually hit our air cooler, especially for a 9600X, and that's the Phantom Spirit 120 SE ARGB, which, I mean, you guys have seen. We love it. It's inexpensive. It's easy to install. And at the same time, it cools magnificently. This is the same one we used in the budget build for the 9800X 3D. It's going to have no issue cooling the 9600X. And the thing is if somebody wanted to upgrade this and say, I want to go to a 9800X 3D and a 5080 in the future and do that inside of this build, you absolutely could do that. Or a 5090, no, 5080, yes, because we're only putting a 150 watt PSU in it. So anyway, but you still have some upgrading opportunity here, which is actually really, really neat. So great air cooler, no problem. For our GPU, we're going MSRP here. Funny word, MSRP. MSRP here for our GPU. We're gonna be using I'm gonna switch this because I actually need to use this one right now. We're gonna be switching to the Asus Prime. This is their 5070 Ti non-OC. This one is, if you can get it, $749 exactly. There are a number of, is this upside down? No, okay, yeah, so let's make it right. There are a number of MSRP models that are available for this. This is, the one thing I will say, this is my thing about the 5070 Ti, the 5070, is, let's be honest. Okay, we're just gonna have a frank conversation right here. Most people, 95, 97% of people don't overclock their GPU. A lot of times people will, right now they're buying cards because they're just trying to get whatever they can get. And I get it, right? Like people are just like, I really want a 5070 Ti. I think the 5070 Ti, and I think you would also see this from everybody else, Jay, anybody, Jay, Linus, Steve, you name it, would agree that $750 for this GPU is a really good price. When you start paying over $750, I would say maybe you could even do $800. You start paying over that, what you're essentially paying for isn't necessarily worth it. So I would definitely say this one, right? Like if you can wait, and you should wait, I would basically wait to pay $750 for a 5070 Ti. I do expect sometime in the future, I don't know when, that the prices for these cards will return to normalcy once supply and demand have kind of equalized. And at that point in time might be the best thing. I really don't see a world. I don't see a world where you need a card so much that you should overpay for it. And there's a little bit of self-control that has to happen at that point in time. So I'm hoping you're willing to have the self-control, because when we build builds like this build at $1,600 is really good. But this build at $2,000, when you could get a 5080 for $2,050, that feels like a little bit overgoing there. Yeah, so. And that's the other thing too that Araxis is also mentioning, is that one thing that is nice is that you actually do, inside of the NVIDIA app, have an auto overclock. It's actually part of the NVIDIA app. And you could run that if you wanted to, but I'll be honest, most of you guys won't. So don't pay for cooling and other things that you're not gonna use. Be smart about what you're gonna use and only pay for what you're gonna use, you know what I mean? So yeah. They make FE for 70. They didn't know, like I said, the last time they did the FE was the 3070. They haven't done an FE on the 40 series or the 50 series since. So, I'd not say it's really good, but okay, to keep in mind that the older 80s class cards used to be around $700. The other thing too is, I will say, like, I guess what I'm saying is those cards don't exist. And so the other thing too is, it's really funny, like when we think about comparing these cards, like people are like, oh, I'm gonna go look at the 4070 and I'm gonna compare this against, you can't buy those cards. Like, it's all in all, like this is what the cards are. Your options are gonna be 9070, 9070 XT, some 7000 series cards, and then it's only 50 series really from NVIDIA, unless you're buying on the used market. So to sit there and say, like, I know people go back and say, like, hey, I used to be able to buy a 1080 Ti for $600, right? Yeah, but that's not the market anymore, you know what I mean? There's 3050s. How much would the auto overclock going to give you? So Real Beer Guy, here's the thing. This is the reason that we don't put overclocking in our reviews, is because overclocking is a silicon lottery. One great example is Jay's 2 cents on his video that he did on the 5070 Ti pricing. His 5080 Zotac that he got performed terribly. Our 5080 Zotac, when it was like the non-overclock one, performed 3 to 5% better than the FE. There is a silicon lottery, and so the thing is to say, hey, what's the uplift? It just depends whether you're gonna pull a shiny Charizard with your $750 Pokemon card, or you're gonna pull a Togepi, right? Like, that's really kind of what you're gonna do. This is literally Pokemon cards, and there is a lottery system that has to do with it. So yeah. Okay, and then last thing that we got to add for this is, just because we got to power it. Not that you've never seen this PSU before, but we're going to use the 850 watt tough gaming PSU. Because we're not doing anything like cable extensions or anything like that, one thing I really love about this is that this has got a great PSU, a great 16-pin cable rated for greater than 650 watts. So if you were going to plug in a 5080 or anything like that to this, you absolutely be fine. They're really easy cables to cable manage, which means when you're done with the build, it's still going to look as good, or close to as good as it would with something like cable extensions, etc. So we tried to spare no expense. Everything that we bought here was to get something that's good. It's still cheap, but it's going to perform and do exactly what it needs to do without costing extra. And that's where it was. So going from there. Very off-center charger, or centered charger. They can get, yeah, there you go. There we go. So. Dad joke, what did the little kid balloon say to his father before he died? What did the little kid balloon say to his father before he died? Anybody? Look, Pop. That was it. Look, Pop. And then it was over. He was dead. There you go. Nice little dad joke for you. All right, so let's go ahead and start building here. So we're gonna grab the stuff we do need right now, which is most of this build, actually. When I'm realistic, I'm not putting a whole lot back. Oh yeah, there we go. So, and you know what, honestly, this case, oh, and I forgot, the case. This is the Corsair 3000d Airflow. It's not a case that we've actually thought about. It's a case I've actually had in storage for a while. So this is their kind of their budget version. It's about the size of the classic 4000D, maybe a little bit smaller. It can do 240 millimeter fans in the front, 120 millimeter fan in the back. You can actually mount additional fans on the bottom if you wanted to as well. So actually pretty excited about this. This should be a good case. And it's pretty inexpensive, like 70 bucks. It's also got USB-C, no USB 3.1 on the front, though. That is the one thing. Yeah, so that is what you are not paying for, is you're not getting all of the bells and whistles of a case, so yeah. Ghost Boner, we'll find out. We'll find out. It's all gonna, we're gonna know tomorrow. It's all exposition until we actually find out, right? Ugh, I don't want it to weird out the camera zoom there. There is no 9080. You mean the 98? You mean the 9070 XT? I don't know. You know, that's a good question. What are we going to do CPU art? The Antec build is going to be, well, the reason is that we lost power. So this build was supposed to be on Tuesday, so that'll be on Tuesday next week. We could do scuba art. I'll have to see. I think we do Mexico beach art. Maybe we do scuba art on Tuesday. Well, honestly, so Shogun, we'll have to find out, right? Like, obviously right now everything's under embargo, so we'll have to find out what they're going to tell you, what the performance is that they said, and you're going to see all that tomorrow. And so it's all under embargo for everybody else, though. Hey, SRT Baltazar, thank you for the sub. Dude. Okay, here we go. Let's grab our CPU. Everything is, okay, I'm just gonna make sure. Fire up your truck and power your cameras for the other. Yeah, that was one of those things that, like, because of where the studio is, that actually would have been pretty hard. And plus, we are moving to a new studio, but we should be all moved in by mid-year. And so hopefully that won't be an issue anymore. So we'll see. So the price of the 5070 Ti is $749. Swan, thank you for the sub. Javi, thank you for the sub. DMAT1773, thank you for the sub. Sub Hunter, also thank you for the sub. There we go. Nice, clean. The thing is that we'll just have to kind of see. I do not know what inventory is going to be like with the 9070. We don't know anything like that right now, so we'll have to kind of find out. I think we'll, like I said, everything is speculation. Tomorrow is when it starts to be less speculation. B580, we've done the review for it. It's a great 1440p card, even with XeSS. Very, very capable card. It's really a good 1080p card as well, and it's 250 bucks. That's a great card. Not going to argue about that. In India, it's $1,147. The B580 or the 5070 Ti. I do know people are getting their like 5080s and 5090s from the NVIDIA, like, what is it called? Their gamer program. So that's another, I do know people who've gotten cards that way. There you go. And we'll have to see. I mean, like the 5070 is going to be interesting too. What inventory is going to be like. Oh, nice. Okay, so you've been playing a lot, yeah. I'm glad that you're liking it. The shuffle also has been pretty, like they've been putting a lot of stuff on the shuffle too. I think right now everybody is focused on getting as many into customer hands as possible. Okay, let's see, what should we do here? Let's do the beach today. Let's see, we got a beach here. Okay, so we're gonna do it like here. So here's the water. And we'll have like a beach ball. Right? We have like a beach umbrella. Right, a beach umbrella. We have sun. We have sun right there. And then we have this whale that's in the background here. We got a whale, it's shooting water. But little do they know that there is this AC-130 Spectre that knows that this is a zombie whale, so it's gonna kill it. And then there's blood everywhere. And there we go. And then that's what happened. That's what happened on my beach vacation. And we saved, and then we were able to save the world from the zombie whale that was trying to kill people. And we didn't even know it, but luckily it was there. So we actually beat the whale boss. So yeah, it was all part of my plan. So. Okay. And that's my story. That's my my vacation story, and I'm sticking to it. It was a zombie whale. It was my story in my story mode. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Damien? Dropping a nice sub. Thank you very much, my man. Okay, here we go. Let's pop some. Let's get some NVMe in here. Need some storage, right? Getting it basically all squared away here. So we have our VP 4300 Lite. We're using the 2 terabyte one for this, which I think is always a good thing. Get that in, get that back installed. But we have some really cool builds coming up. We have a number of people who've done commissions. So we have some newer stuff coming out, which is great. We got a lot of really cool videos coming up. We've had a couple where Damien has been stepping in for me on vacation. So he's had a couple videos. You should go check them out. So curious what you guys think of how he did, right? Should Robey retire and just stick to thermal paste art, or should I keep going? We're gonna refund the RAM clicks. We're gonna have to refund the RAM clicks, guys, because it's currently in testing. We're using it for testing, so yeah. Sorry, guys. Oh, there's the pre-marriage. You're getting ready to do the pre-marriage stuff, huh? There we go. Everybody said, oh, 5070. How much is it, D-Minded? You could spend unfortunately, you can't. What PSU is it? That's expensive PSU. Oh, these are gonna be good clicks too, listen. Oh, those would have been so good. I forgot how good these clicks are. I feel really bad, but the clicks would have been super good on this. Oh, so solid. For a 5070, oh man. Well, I mean, what like, yeah, seems thing. So Araxis, it's like, it really kind of depends on the game. Like where you might see the biggest difference is in like 4X titles or strategy titles. For the most part, very little, especially at higher speeds. So yeah, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. What Demindred, what card was it? Well, that's all we do is clicky clicks. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's their like they're kind of their nicer cards, like their Supremes from this round. Well, no, because they have the Supreme. What is it? It replaced. It wasn't the Gaming X Trio. There was a card it replaced. This Vanguard's new. What's up, Wurtzleg? Best Buy, I don't think, sells them in their store. The Expert, they haven't released it yet. Usually there's a new card that comes out, and so the Expert was one that they released with the Super. So I guess we'll we'll know tomorrow. MSI Inspire, was there an I don't even remember the Inspire. What is that? That's actually a GPU name? Oh. All right, let's get this stuff in. Okay. MSI Inspire. I don't even know what that card looks like. Hey Tom, the 140s didn't show up, so the 3-pack of 120s did. So we're gonna do the 3 120s in the front and then just leave the stock fan in the back. Okay, cool. That was not my fault. You can't get mad. The Inspire is gold. I gotta see this card. Don't be mad, Joshua. Don't be mad. Wow. He's like, I decided not to feed my children so I could change it for you. Wow, that's very kind of you. If one of these goes, yeah, that feels like one of them goes a little bit better. There we go. Children can skip a few meals. Dang, he called your children fat. I don't know if love is the right word, but we'll find out. My kids eat. I don't know when they eat, but they do eat. They're not fat, they're overclocked. Okay, let me make sure that I turn this the right, I think I remember, but I'm gonna look one more time. And then I gotta make sure that I turn this the right way up. So this says it goes in, okay. I was almost gonna do this backwards. It's okay, Nina Tempers, you're good, you're here. It's all that matters. Whoa. I'm not angry. There we go. That's my secret cap. I'm always angry. There we go. Okay, there we go. That's in. Let's put this one in. Get that installed. Well, I mean, like again, we're trying to go no frills. It's just what you need to make a good build. So it's a no frills build for sure. There we go. Okay, so the thing you gotta remember about this is that the text goes on the right, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay, I have this right. Text goes on the right. I peeled that at the bottom. So far it's working for me, guys. I'm doing it right. What's wrong with Fritos, Turdog? I like Fritos. Has anybody ever done it where you get like taco meat and cheese and lettuce and then you just open a bag of Fritos and then just pour it inside of the Frito bag and then eat it out of the Frito bag? Okay. Anybody? Is that just me? Oh, I like the chili cheese ones. Yeah, walking tacos. Yeah. Dude, walking tacos is awesome. Okay, I'm not the only one. See, like, it's so funny. It's like everybody's like, just you, and everybody's like, walking tacos, walking tacos. So it wasn't just me. You were trying to make me feel bad, but it didn't work. I was found out. Dude, what? No, that can't. Cool. How can you not like Cool Ranch Doritos? That's not even allowed. Dip raw ramen in got. What is got broth? I don't even know what that is. Is that Game of the Year broth? Oh, hot broth. That makes way more sense than got broth. Like got broth is kind of like a new campaign that ramen's doing for got milk, and then now you got broth. Ooh, this is really tall RAM. This is gonna be up there, guys. It's still killing the whole fin stack, but yeah, that's gonna be quite high. I just realized how, though we did G-Skill and it was fine. It's still getting the whole fin stack, so we're good. Goat broth. I like chips, dude. Chips are so good. They're so good in a pinch too, right? Favorite meal on vacay? Ooh, dude, that's hard. There was actually this, so we went to this all-inclusive resort called the Fives Resort is where we stayed. And I'll be honest, man, they had this Italian place there that was super grubbalicious. That was also as pizza. So honestly, but then, so I'd say like it was pizza and pasta, and it was really good. So I'd say that was probably my favorite. Okay, guys, what I'm doing now is plugging in this. But then the other thing too that's actually super neat is when we did ATVing and zip lining and scuba, and they had these really grub tacos that they made, homemade tacos, which were also very, very good. So it's kind of hard to choose. My favorite like meal at the resort was definitely the pasta, but like my favorite off-base meal was the tacos. Ziplining was fun. I did the Superman and the normal version. I didn't do like the hammock one or the upside down. I will say it's not as comfortable as I thought it was. Like, so I did like, there was like 8 towers and we did 8 towers of ziplining and that was pretty fun. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was cool. I'd never done it before. If somebody's like, hey, you want to do it again? I'd be like, it was okay. It's like, wasn't my favorite. ATVing I really enjoyed. Scuba I really enjoyed. But ziplining was kind of like, oh, it was cool, but it wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. Scuba is super fun. You just got to get over the fact that you have like 37 feet of water above you. Yes, it is. The Peerless Assassin. That's smaller than this? No, I'd say that you're probably that's going to be not good enough. You're going to want something that's more like this. I think I would bungee jump. I think the PA 120 is a little weak. So the Thermalright, like Spirit 120, oh, you know what, maybe. Can somebody look that up? I don't know. I would, Brenda's already skydived. I don't know if I'd have an issue with it. I'm sorry, I can't remember what the Peerless Assassin looks like. How big it is. Does anybody know? Is it the same size as the Thermalright? I think it would be fine. Maybe it's fine. Anybody? Anybody? Let me look it up. Peerless Assassin 120 SE. You guys aren't helping. Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, no, it'll be fine. Yeah, no, it's the same one. It'll be fine. It'll be fine with a 9800 X3D. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just tuck these in. There we go, nice and clean. Nope. I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna try and, I think I'm gonna have to do these, zip tie these up a little bit. Okay, let's get that like that. I'm just gonna kind of get these zip tied in and then I can stuff them. There we go. I'm stuffing the turkey, guys. Main reason I just do this is that it's fine. It's in a good spot. It keeps it really clean. Well, you don't even have to worry about it, you know? The problem is that the best place to stuff this is like, I might have made this a little too. There you go. Right there is fine, okay. Lock it in with the fan and then we're done. Now we just want to make sure that both of them are at the same height. There we go, perfect, okay. Okay, perfect, we're good. And now we have our motherboard done. Sorry, was paying attention to that. All right, party people, got a dip. See you later, man. What tool are you using to screw in everything? I'm just using a normal Fox body. I'm just using a normal screwdriver. Okay, so there's that. Let's go to static and let's get our case and everything done. What is this? Okay, case time. Ugh. Okay, there we go right there, guys. First thing we're gonna do, peel off our top little fan cover. Let's get our glass off. It's got that standard Cooler Master cooling. I'm gonna peel this inside one now. Perfect. Okay. Let's do the rear here. I don't even know what a, I don't think we have a cat song yet, do we? Oh, we do have the Robey cat song, don't we? Oh, I could put that in there, I think. This is a Corsair case. This is the Corsair 3000d Airflow. Did we get another dad joke on top of the one that I already told, or? I just saw the dad joke thing there. Oh, sorry. I meant Cooler Master. I meant Corsair, yes. My bad. Okay, so from the front here. Whoa, what the deuce? Oh, that was hard to pull off. So it comes with one 120 fan. We're going to remove that 120 fan. We're going to install 3 Thermaltake fans, or Thermalright fans. There we go. Let's see. There it is. Okay, there's our fan. I wish we had the other one, but it just didn't come on time. Cool fan holder there. Let me see if it happened to show up. Let's look real quick. Maybe it came, maybe it didn't. Well, if I, oops, that's the wrong. Nope, still just out for delivery. Okay, so let's go, yeah, because I want to make sure that there's plenty of air for this CPU. So originally we were going to do 2 140s in the front, but I think 3 120s will be fine. They may be a little bit louder, but I'm not overly worried about it. Yeah, they're good fans. Got to daisy chain them and make them be up at the top, which will be fine. It's a little bit extra in terms of managing, but I mean, when we're trying to be budget conscious, I mean, these are some of the prices that you pay for saving some moolah, some cashola. I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it, honestly. I mean, if we send up, I don't know if it's necessary. And it's also, I don't want to add cabling when I don't need to add cabling. So I don't think it's necessary. I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure it would probably potentially improve temps, but I'm not guessing a whole lot. They're a 6,000 mega transfer. I think they're CL30. Tom could know for sure. I think they're CL30 something. It should be, I think it's PCI 4. But I don't remember I don't know if somebody can confirm that. So technically, for these to go straight, it feels like it's gonna be long enough. If I daisy chain them all together, I prefer to have the numbers go the right way. So I'm gonna try this and see if we can get them to do what they're gonna do. What is my favorite restaurant and why? Wow, I have no idea. I really like, I mean, dude, it depends on the day. Whoa, okay, let's try this again. I think, like, if I had to say probably a favorite, I'd probably do Chewy's. Mexican, I really like, dude, just because their cheese enchiladas are so good. I knew that was gonna happen. I'd love to not have to use a magnetic, but I'm gonna have to use a magnetic. I can always start it, I guess, and finish it with the other one. There we go. Now, one thing I will say about these fans is at least like you don't have to use like, it's like to get them screwed in is, you know, the Wow Stick's doing a good job. So that's actually nice. It's like actually very easily able to have it run through, which is good. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull this all the way through. There's like a nice little gripper here for the cable. There you go. Okay, so there's one fan. Okay, next one. Fans are always like one of those things that just like they take time and you wish you didn't have to do it, but you always have to do, you know, like it's like if you want the build to perform well, you gotta add your fans. Just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Gotta make sure you got your fans in there. Okay, second fan going in now. Really? Well, that was like a massive fail there. Count Robey. Airflow is important. Technically, you probably only need the 2 fans because the 3rd fan is really just going to blow into the PSU thing, but we'll put 3 in, you know, just gotta keep it even. Keep it even, you know? Seems like a good rule of thumb. Last one, last screw. Nice. Okay, that's screwed in. That's wired. Last one, guys. Or sorry, I don't know why I said last, but like this was. The other thing too is I'm also making sure that my my labels are the right direction. So that's what I'm working on right now, is making sure that the labels in the back are in the right direction. So, wait a minute, how did that happen? Well, one of them is not in the right direction. Well, I got to figure that out. How do I even do that? Freaking double check that. Okay, let's undo this one. For some stupid reason, I didn't put it in the right direction. I don't know, I just care about the details, you know? you're gonna take the time to do this, you gotta, even if it is only a $1,500 build, I still want it to be perfect. $1,600 build. Okay, now we have all the labels in the right direction, which is important to me. So many people, I think, just don't care about these details, but like for me, it's like, well, you know, I want it to be like good, you know? Yes, having 3 fans, you'll have positive pressure and there's not a ton of exhaust. I mean, it'll be better for dust. That is true. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's get this last fan in here. Now you got to do that whack thing down here at the bottom where you got to remove the tray. Looks like you don't have to do anything. It just kind of, oh, there it is. Got to remove the bottom tray so I can get to my screwdriver down here so I can screw in the last 2 fans. Okay. Now we just got to put in our last 2 screws. There we go, one more. And we finally got our 3 fans in. Okay, done. I'm gonna keep the drive tray out because why? I'm not gonna use them. Okay, pull this through. Pull these through here. Right here, there we go. What's up, Texas? How are you, man? Okay, let's, we're gonna do one little zip tie up here at the front to keep these nice and clean. There you go, that keeps that one clean. And this one's in nice clean shape too, perfect. Okay guys, it's coming together. Got our 3 RGB fans hooked up or installed. Now we just need to get them wired the way that we want. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run everything up to this one. So what we're gonna do is just daisy chain these together now. So here is, roll this up. I shove it up here for now. There we go. And I want to find the shortest. Okay, so these are our bottom one. Okay, so this is our bottom. It's going to pop into, that sounds bad. This is going to pop into here. There we go. That's that. And then this is going to pop into this. There we go. Okay. And then we need to, this is going to, this is going to pop into here. And that's going to go up. That should be fine. It's got to go in here somewhere. And then this has got to plug into this. Okay, so there's all of our fans ready. And that's going to come in and plug into the top over there. Okay, so there's all of our fans hooked up and ready to go. Get that out of the way. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get our Mobo in. Then we have this cable that's for our rear exhaust fan, which I think we can actually run into the motherboard like the way I want to, so that should be fine. So figure that out. Okay, let's get this down. Get our Mobo in. And this thing is light. This case is light. Top down. Now you guys might be saying, Robey, what were you doing? Like, what were you so focused? You're talking about the labels. If you look here, see, I made sure that the labels for each one of these fans is facing the same direction. So when you see it from the front, it's actually labels the right way. So that's what I was doing. So I want to make sure, like, again, I still want to have this all be polished, you know? Okay. So I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to take this cable here. I'm going to try and run it through here. I don't know how big okay, yeah, there's one place. Right here. And this is just if it works. The cable's pretty crinkly. Not quite straight enough. And then you just thread the needle, guys, and then Ends up working really beautifully. You just can't twist it, which is the important part. So doing it, if you can do it when it's straight up, works a whole lot better. So the cable doesn't twist. There you go, got it. So now, you can see right down here, I have the cable. You can just plug that in right there. There we go, cool. Now I have my rear fan connected in a nice clean way. Which is great. Okay, so got that, and then we'll hide the rest of that cable here in a bit. Let's get our the RAM clearance fits, and the fan covers the entire thing. So we'll see what the temps are like, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. RT Final Boss, thank you very much for the sub. There we go. That is ironic. Kevin's working on updating his gaming room. Okay, let's get this installed now. I have to go have my, my dad is gonna go check the box tomorrow. He's gonna go check the P.O. box tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Kilt? He's been busy, guys. He's got to get all those PCs done. Okay, why is this not working? No, because it's not on. There we go. I have to say, Kelt, I've missed you in the streams. He is here. He's currently updating his streaming setup. Okay, getting this in now. Just getting the screws in. Sounds like so squeaky wheel when I'm doing putting the screws, like it like feels like I'm working on a car for some reason. Hey, thank you very much, so much, Falcon, for the 10 gifted subs. Okay, here we go. I wonder if I can get this. I might have to. Yeah, I'm gonna do a nice little. Okay, so now I'm working on zip tying this so I can hide this cable. We do, Turdog. You're talking about the WoW stick? Yeah, we have a link for it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so then we got that nice and hidden now. It's a nice clean run of the cable up in the top, which is great. Now we just got to do the fun part of getting all of the front panel connectors in and get that looking nice. All right, so the one cables we got to deal with here is we got to deal with our fan cables. That's what we're going to do first. Let's get these plugged in the way they need to be plugged in. So there's a cable here, so we'll see if we'll use this one. See if we can make it look nice. I'm just gonna try here. When you wish you had small carny hands. Come on. There you go. Okay. Got that one in. Hopefully that should, oh, it looks like that's gonna work beautifully, perfect. I just gotta do one more. That may not be long enough. I might be able to go sideways. Oh shoot, nope, that came unplugged. What came unplugged? I feel like there's is there two? That one's fine. Okay, it goes this way. It will allow me to go this way. But I just don't quite have the room I need to go that way. I think this is, and I don't think there's another one. There's one way down there, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to reach that. And this way does work. I might be able to hide it under the power. Okay, so that we had to do like a, not my happiest routing, but lengthwise it's what we had to do. So we'll see if we can get this to be a little bit cleaner. Okay. Why is that? That's weird. Hey, what's up, Joinson? Oh, do you guys are like, are you guys in cahoots? Yeah, it's weird that it's focused on the background for some reason. I'm gonna see what I can figure out here in a sec. It's a weird issue here. Let me see what I can do here. Go on, focus on the, see what happens. Let's focus on something. I'll see if I can get it to focus on the case. There we go. We'll make it look good. I'm not worried about it. We'll figure it out. Maybe the PC is actually blurry. Maybe it is. Maybe that's the problem. Your eyes are just broken. Okay, here we go. Not a lot of cables to hook up here, which is great. We don't have a unified front panel, which is kind of a bummer. But pull up that. That's gonna go right here. There we go. Then we have our HD audio cable. Go over here in the corner. And then we have our regular normal cable here. And then that's all of our cables. Everything else is plugged in. Okay, let's go to top down. We still got to figure out how to make this look pretty. We'll get it there though. Okay, so first one, take this cable. Throw this right here. And then we'll take our HD audio cable. It's gonna go all the way over here. There we go. Yeah, please, well, yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. You have a fractured anything. Okay, I'm gonna try and line these up to see if I can do this all. It's gonna be a little hard, but let's do these four. There we go. Okay, so now all the cables are plugged in. We got our front panel here. Front panels are here. HD audio, USB-C, and then this is our RGB, but I'm hoping if I can do this right. Oh, that's so ugly. I wish I could just run it above, but I don't have enough cable. So let's see what we can do to make this look nice, okay? That's the next aspect of this, is seeing if I can do what I can do to hide everything here. So these all run up, which is great. So I can actually run this stuff the way I want it to. This, I don't want to have twisted in here. This is going to come as, what is this? This is like, what is this? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and zip tie this stuff in. Good thing is they gave us a lot of zip tie locations, you know? A lot of tie downs. Yep, spaghetti wrangling right here. Okay, so what is this cable? Is it twisted into something? Like, what is going on here? Okay, this one and this, like these all, try my best to get this to be down as much as it can. So I might just take some extra work today, guys. Trying our best to get these to be as clean as we can get it. Okay. Stuff is starting to come together to kind of look nicer. And I want this to go up, so this will go, and we'll make that look good, okay. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Got it, guys. Okay, it actually has a semblance of pretty. Just gonna do some couple little bit there. Kind of clean it up for the last little bit, and then doesn't look half bad. Maybe Mr. Robey can drop and cable manage my PC. Oh. I do get like a certain amount of like therapy from doing this. You're just making them look nice. It's always like and the other too is it's a little bit like a puzzle. Like you just have to figure it out for every single build. Because you know, every build is like I have never really built in this case until, you know what I mean, until now. So it's like you just gotta kind of think, okay, well, I think this is gonna work. And sometimes it does, and sometimes it does not. All right, there we go. Well, the big thing you gotta try and hide is that, because I don't like that that's gonna be visible, but that looks not bad. That looks not bad. So if I run, what I'm trying to do here is this, like, you know what I mean? If I can hide, this is gonna be the bane right here. But I could actually use the 24 pin to kind of run over it, right? So it should be a little bit more hidden, but it's just not a whole lot I can do, because the only way I can reach this cable, it doesn't have enough room. So it's like kind of, this is kind of it, right? It depends on the CPU. They haven't really been, I'll be honest, with the latest AMD Ryzen 9000 and the CUs, the Core Ultras from Intel, you don't need them. And you know, it's like, the thing is like, it's not, there's always risk when you're gonna take your socket apart. So if you don't need to, then I wouldn't, right? And the other thing too is, I know that, for instance, like the Arctic Liquid Freezer 3 has one for 14th gen, but I'll be honest, man, the Fantex doesn't use it, and it does a better job of cooling. So that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Hey, Dropkick, thank you for the tier 3. Okay, I think this looks pretty good. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna see how this looks when I add the 24 pin. So I'm gonna actually do the PSU first. Oh, snap. Guys, I found out this whole cable wasn't even down all the way. Actually kind of okay with it. The only thing you got to do is just get this a little bit further. Hey, Sergeant Nobody, thank you very much for the gifted sub. $10 gifted subs. Thank you, Sergeant Nobody. Really appreciate it. As long as your cable's not real old and overused and plugging in tightly, it's fine. Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do our PSU. I know we usually do the GPU at this point. We're going to do GPU last. It's kind of an easy one. I just want to see about hiding this cable because it's bringing me not joy right now. So that's where my head is. So I'm going to do the PSU first, and then we'll have the GPU, and then it's done. Actually, the build's actually finished. So, dad joke request. do the dad joke. Grab the PSU while we're at it. Take a look here. Antihydrate. Okay. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Because he was outstanding in his field. And then we'll do a quick stretch. Do a quick stretch. Grab some water. Hi, Kelt, come on. He was outstanding. Okay, here, did you hear? Okay, here's the one. Let's see if this one's a little better for you, Kelt. What did the little balloon say to his father before he died? What did the little balloon say to his father before he died? Watch, Pop. Yeah, hi, Pop. There you go. He knows that one. There you go. You have been blessed. Since you fell off your dinosaur. People like the dark ones. Okay, this is the PCIe CPU. Oh, see you later, Joshua. You off to work? You didn't get to see the end of the build. This one wasn't even a long build today. Okay, well, have a good day at work, buddy. We'll see you later. Wow. Sergeant Nobody, this is part of my day job. Now what do I do? Oh, that's right. You got to sleep. That's right. You work those weird ones. I need that. Okay, let's get those in. Now we just need to grab the PSU. Boom. I like that one, CN Gaming. I've heard that one before, but I like it. Justin Jam, thank you for the sub. Okay, Sergeant Nobody, I won't quit. He's like, no, please, sir, don't quit. Okay, guys, let's plug these in. There's only 3 cables we need for this one. First one we need is our CPU cable. That's gonna go right there. And the ones that split, that's on this side, the other one is right here, so not a big deal. Next one we'll need is our 16 pin. This one's rated for 650 plus watts, so that's not an issue. That's gonna go right here, and I love this one because it's super malleable. And then the last cable we need is right here. And that's gonna go right over this, just like that. And another one just like that. And then all of our cables are plugged in. Or sorry, 850. It's rated really high. Like it's 50 watts above what the 5090 can pull, or the 5090 can pull. Which is why a lot of people are saying don't use extensions unless you get them in. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, so let's get this lifted up. Wow, it's still super light. I was not expecting it to be that light. Usually at this point in time, it's pretty heavy. Okay. And then always, guys, when you put in the screws for these, Never tighten them all the way. Get them all in first, and then you can tighten them. Because sometimes it'll shift, and then you can't get the PSU screw in. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Yeah, the wow stick action makes it easy. There we go. Okay, there we go. Let's get these connected. First one that we're going to work on here is our .24 pin. That's going to plug in right there. Try and do our best to hide that cable. Okay, next one is our CPU cable. It's going to plug in right up here. Actually, I'll probably just run it right here. There we go. There's that cable. And then the last one that we got to worry about is our 16 pin. That's just going to come up here. And then I'll rub it here in a minute. Now, let's see what we can do to make this look the best it can. It's like the one time where these cables aren't doing me any favors. I wonder if I can do this where I have enough length here to try to hide it behind the other cable. Okay. I wonder how's that look there? If I do that up at the top, it kind of hides it. It's just so bloomin' big. And I mean, the best way to do it would be like get an extension, but it seems like overkill on a build that's like 1,500 bucks, you know? There's just nothing I can do to really kind of hide this. Yeah, there's just nothing I can do to really kind of hide this. It's just like, it's just so annoying that I don't have another way to get this up higher, but it's just this one cable is just too short. Yeah. Well, it is what it is. Just one of the things that you get, you know, it's like if you're gonna spend this kind of money and you don't, like sometimes it's just kind of how it works out. I'm gonna do the best I can to make it look as good as I can, but I'm not the biggest fan of that one cable. Will most people see it? No, but it bothers me. I'll show you guys when I lead it over to the other side. I will show you, don't worry. There, you could get an extension, but it's like, you know, it's like when every little bit counts, it feels like it's like when we're trying to make every dollar count in a build, like even that kind of money I don't want to spend on, you know, you could do, if you wanted to, I'll show you, you could do an extension if you wanted to hide that one cable, you could. And I know the extension isn't expensive, but then you could run it up above, but yeah. Like these particular builds are about spending the least amount of money you can, you know? So on these particular 50 series builds. No, because the bottom up, it wouldn't, the bottom is even further away. So there's like really, there's two things you could do. You could rotate the fans, and that would give you a little bit of extra cable. And then you'd have the sideways, you have to choose which one you hate the most. And I'll probably put this in when we do the video about it later. You could rotate the fans and have the label sideways, which is also annoying. Or you can get an extension, which is probably the best way to make it look nice. And run it up. Because the other, like doing from the bottom, you'd have to, the cable's too far away. And I mean, given what people, I mean, like some people, it's like, given what they're willing to, like how they're willing to have their cable management look, it's like probably not a big deal. But to me, I like to make as much, like even if it's only a $1,600 build, like make it as showcase as possible, you know? I'll show you the cable though. Okay, that looks good. So when you look at the front, it's this up here in the corner. It's this cable right here that I'm trying to hide. And I don't have any way to do it. This cable is it's too short to run the other way. So the only way is to basically kind of have it come down with the other cable. But this is the only cable that's like, so there's the one thing you can do, you can buy an extension and then run it around. That would be one thing. The second one is like, or you could rotate these so they're sideways. So they're not lined up that way, so they wouldn't be straight up and down, and you'd have sideways, and that'd probably give you enough to be able to run it up. if that mattered, if that didn't matter to you. So you just got to choose your thing. So yeah. But I'm guessing like most people, like it's funny because like some people will notice it, a lot of people probably wouldn't. They are, but look how far off they are. So like the distance even here to go down this way is further to get to these RGB connectors. So this is actually the closest one to get to. So this is, yeah, so in other words, to run it, to not have it visible through here would be the problem. Like you'd have to make it visible. So yeah. So. I could potentially bring the RGB out from this and have like one, like bring it down here. But I think all in all, like it does a good enough job that most people probably, like when you look at it and it's all lit up, I don't know if you'll actually see it. It's one cable, we'll have to see. See what people say. It's annoying. It's the first time I've ever not been able to hide a cable the way I want, but it's just kind of the way it all works together. This one right here. This cable right here. See how this is the cable I'm trying to hide right here. That's the point. Correct. Is like, what cable? Yeah, I'm trying to hide that. I don't think that would work. Yeah, that's the only thing that's bothering me. Everything else is actually pretty clean. Okay, let's get our GPU in. The Mobo, so I thought about that too, but even this distance, like to do 90 degrees, Kelt, because it's like it's still too short. It's actually not this part. It's the connection in the back that's too short to give us enough range. So. Yeah, I think this is like, honestly, it's like an extension, like just getting a small extension would be like the best bet. But yeah, nuke the site for, yeah. Nuke it from orbit, that seems, yeah. Nuke it from orbit. I love you, Kelt. Just throw it away then. You guys, I should just throw the build. So that's, I tried that, and that's what I was doing earlier, Sergeant Nobody, but the problem is that if you look on the back here, the only way to get under the Mobo is here. So you'd have to, so in other words, the distance, because if this is the cable right here, it'd have to run up and over and then here in and then up to go that way. So there's no, again, it's just about the shortest distance. Like the only really way is to run it the way that I'm running. That's the shortest distance, and that is just, you can see even from how how tight this is. Like it's barely working at this distance, if that makes sense. Like what I need is like an RGB connection right here. You know what I mean? But there's like, they're either up here or they're, yeah. Yeah, wireless. Yeah, I could use the Lee and Lee. It's like this cable. It's like it's just like. Like even if I could make it that, like that's all the length, like even if I can make it like this, right? But it's just, I just don't have enough length. Well, that actually helped a little bit. No, I think that made it worse. Yeah, you essentially just need a 2-inch RGB cable. I could bring this up a little bit and then zip tie this into this, and I think that would help. But yeah. Yeah, the most real is an RGB extension. That would be what you need. So. Use the force. Let me see what I got. It's just driving me nuts. I don't like it ugly. And now you guys see it too, so now I'm like really worried about it. Those are all fans. Right turn. Contact frames, of which I have a ton of them. Oh, there's a reference 7800 XT. That was my mouth, by the way, guys, not anything else. It's been so long since I've actually needed to use an RGB thing, like a splitter. Yeah, I don't even know if I have one right now, guys. Even if I wanted to. I think all I have is like, I have like a gajillion fan splitters and stuff like that. Let's see what's in this drawer. Fan splitter. RG, that's USB. It's a lot of Robeycat stickers. There's a fan extension. I just need a USB extension. Well, I need to buy some more RGB extensions, guys. That is fan. Oh, that's actually, yeah, that's a fan hub. And this really sees like how many times I run into this problem that I don't have any, well maybe I run into it too much that I don't have any cables for it now. Okay, here's one. It's overkill, but we'll do it. This is overkill, guys, and this is the Cooler Master one. So this one actually is like a 5 to... Okay. Okay, and this is completely optional. If you want to spend the money on this, you can. If you're not as anal as I am, you don't have to. This is all for one small RGB cable. It's just for one cable. One RGB cable. Didn't like how it looked, so now I'm... Am I overreacting, Kelt? I only added one zip tie. There we go. That was for one RGB cable. But now it is all hidden. Okay. And then now, look, it looks all nice and clean now. Fix one thing to fix that though. And I just want that at a right angle, which is what I got now. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, let's get our GPU in. Now it looks way cleaner. Yes, I added that huge cable in the back to hide the little cable in the front. It's exactly what I did, but it looks so much better. Stinkable, what are you trying to unplug? I kind of miss it. Don't say that. We can't put it back. Stinkable, go on to Discord and take a photo of it, and then I'm sure there's somebody there who can help you, for sure. I love it when we add a 2-foot RGB extension kit instead of cutting the zip ties and running the original cable down to. So Sergeant Nobody, they won't reach. They won't reach down here either. So even if I was to undo it, there is like the length to go all the way down. Even if I were to zip change the option to go all the way down into here is longer. So I don't think that would have worked either. Like I thought about that, but when I looked at the cables, we don't even have the length to do that either. There we go, guys. 5070 Ti. Nice little simple one. It's nothing but MSRP 5070 Ti. Yeah, I really like. I would have rather done that because I didn't want to use the extension cable either. But I mean, all I can do is what I can do. Look at Kelt throwing shade. Okay, there we go. Let's go to side view here. Grab a couple of these bad boys just to give it a little cleanliness. Go. It's the longest one I have. Okay. There we go. I think that looks good, right? Looks nice. I like it. I like it. Where's my cutter? Oh, there it is. It's like, where's my cutters? There we go. There we go, guys. And there is the build. What do you guys think? Looks nice and good, clean, right? Good. Okay, perfect. Let's get all the parts back on. Get it. Do our sponsor real quick and get her done. There we go. There we go. And there it is, guys. Build is done. It's clean on both sides. There's the inside there. Look, no, you can't find that cable now. It looks nice and clean there. Then I don't know if I showed, I guess I should show you guys the final back cable manage. What's up? Here's the back for folks who want to see how the final cable management came out. And then there's the back final cable management right there. So pretty clean, right? Like just in terms of the look and how it looks all up, right? So okay. Okay, so there's our build. Let's do our sponsor real quick. But first we do that, we'll do our count for zip ties. Get all this stuff out of the way. We used a lot of zip ties on this, guys. Well, I used. I like how he said we, but it wasn't we. Justin Jam, thank you very much. Also, Kuma no Yukai, thank you very much for the sub as well. Plug this one in over here. Kurosaki, thank you very much for the sub. Okay, here we go, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 25. 28 today, guys. 28. It is even. 28 zip ties used in that build. And a cable extension. Okay. So So you get finished building a PC like this, and you know, you're trying to make every dollar count, even though you used an extension to make an RGB cable go away. But outside of that, maybe you want to save a little bit more money because you had to buy a really expensive RGB extension cable. Well, then you can head over, instead of spending hundreds of dollars over on Windows, you can head over to VIP-CDKdeals.com and pick up copies of Windows for as little as $32 for Windows 11 Pro, or you can get Windows 10 Home, which I think the upgrade might have passed, I'm not sure, for 1965. But if you hit the click, you hit buy now, and you use RBCK at checkout and hit apply, what was $32.45 drops all the way down to $22.71, which is a significant savings. Now, the other thing, too, that is also very good is you can also pick up copies of Office 365, now called Copilot or whatever it was, but you can get the subscription. Regularly, this is like $250, $300 a year, but here you can pick $45.97 for 5 systems for 1 year. But again, same kind of deal. Use buy now. Hit code RBCK at checkout, and what was $45.97 drops all the way down to $32.18. Now, if you have questions, literally thousands and thousands of people have used it here at Robeytech. They've used it to activate code or activate their Windows and all that sort of stuff. So if you have questions, they have great customer service. Their delivery is fast. I've bought as many as six codes at one time, and they're really, really, really straightforward. So VIP-CDKdeals.com, use RBCK at checkout for your opportunity to save. I didn't have a Robo coin. I'm not Haktua girl. Okay. Last thing I just want to kind of tell you guys about is obviously Robeytech.com. One of the things is that maybe you can't help us with doing things like subscribing and live streams. But if you do shopping over at Amazon, Target, any of those places, you can head over here, click on one of these affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it does give us a nice little kickback with affiliate money, and it's a nice way to support us. Also, make sure that you uninstall Honey and Karma, because it's just not good. So not only do they not give you the best deal, but the other thing too is that they also steal from us. So if you're trying to support us and sponsor us by clicking on links, it's a great way to steal money from us, which would kind of suck. Now the other thing too is that we also have over here deals. So let's see what deals he's got for us. Stream deals for today: the MSI 16-inch RTX 4070 laptop. This is MSI. It's got Windows 11 Home, RTX 4070, and a 13700H, $200 off, making it less than $1,000. So if you're looking for a good gaming laptop, that's a good deal. Team Force Delta, this is 64 gigs at 6,000 mega transfer. So if you wanted to get 64 versus 32 in here, though it's quite high, I don't know if I do this with a air-cooled build, you can get it for $158.99, not bad for 64 gigs of 6,000 mega transfer RAM. The ASRock B650M AM5, so if you were doing like a micro ATX build and you were doing something white, this is on sale right now for $129.99 over at Newegg. The Samsung 990 EVO Plus 2 terabyte Gen 4x4 NVMe drive. So this is a nice 2 terabyte drive on sale $129.99 over at Newegg. The Kraken V3 Pro HyperSense. I know a lot of people who really like this. It's on sale $99.99 over at Best Buy. And then the ROG Swift 4K. This is their Swift 32 4K OLED gaming monitor. It's 240 hertz, G-Sync compatible, on sale 17% off, $999.99 over at Amazon. So I will say this, guys. If you haven't had a chance to go OLED gaming is amazing. So if you ever get a chance, and getting a good deal on an OLED monitor is always a crazy deal. So looking at the deals here, I love the monitor and I love the laptop. 4070 laptops actually end up doing really, really well. So big fan of those. And then again, I do know some people who really like the HyperSense headset. So anytime that those go on sale for 99 bucks, that's always good. So everybody say thank you, Tom. Say thank you, Tom. Everybody say thank you, Tom. And we will go from there. So that is it, guys. Time to turn it on. Let's get this down. Pop this out. Pop that down. Throw this over here. Okay, let's get this turned on. And go from there. Ugh. Will it post is the question. Will my RGB shenanigans cause it not to post? We will see. There we go. Okay, let's plug this one in. We'll let that for the post first, and then we'll go to the other one. Just have it kind of dangling here. Hey, Riddick, thank you for the 20 gifted subs, my man. And also the 24 months at tier 3. I hope you're doing well. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's pop these in. Okay, guys, it is time. Everything looks good. I think we're all hooked up. 3, 2, 1. I see no RGB so far. I see RGB on that, but I do not see RGB on there. I see no RGB. I see RGB everywhere, but on the thing, on the GPU. But I mean, like, I see it on the RAM. I see it on there, but I do not see it on the front fans. But it might pop on here in a minute. I'm also going to make sure that I didn't unplug it or something dumb. Oh, and it is posted, by the way. So there we go. It is posted. It's going to check our RGB connection here. Okay, so that's all plugged in. So the fan RGB is there. Let's make sure I'm plugged in on the front. Ow. Okay, that's plugged in. Check one more time. Ow. Ow.
By the way, it doesn't really hurt. It's just the shock of hitting something that could hurt. Come on. There we go. Okay, that is definitely plugged in, right?
Okay. Oh, that would help. No RGB. Okay. Everything is all plugged in like this. Maybe it's just I'll have to turn something on the motherboard. We'll see. Okay, let's see when we get in the motherboard. Let's turn on Expo. Oops. Because everything looks like it's plugged in, so. Okay, we're letting it boot up again. Just waiting for it to come back. Okay, it's coming back now. Wow, that actually posted pretty quick. In terms of even after memory training. Okay. Okay, let's check Armory Crate. Maybe I will have to run that ugly cable the way I want to anyway. Duplicate. Well, that's weird. It's not showing. It's not showing no devices connected. That's weird. It's not even showing the motherboard. Oh, there they are. Okay, so there we go. Now we have everything and the addressable RFX. Okay, so let's go to static. And that works, but it doesn't show. It's almost like something is, Let's go to Starry Night. We'll do background. Let's do red and purple. Okay, that should be cool. Let's see why. I'm just gonna check something just to give it a go and see what might be the issue here. I'm gonna disconnect this. I'm just gonna run the ugly cable and see if it's my extensions perchance. The extension's bad. It's the fans. Man, I like that color though. No, it's not even, oh, even if I plug it in normally, I'm not getting any RGB on the fans at all. Okay, I could have, something just could be, but it's weird. Like maybe I just haven't plugged this in the right way. Got to get the RGB working, guys. Can't not have RGB. Okay, let's see what we got here. That's our I only see, here's one. There's one. Oh, and there's the second one right there. Why do I only see trying to figure out why I'm not getting I see two cables. And this one is okay, I'm going to plug this in and so I can just test and figure out what's going on here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So this is all now RGB'd up. So this is the top one. Okay, so that one works, see? So we actually have, does that get both of them working? Yes, that's both of them. Okay, there we go. I don't know what I did here, but I did something. And I don't know what I did or why it wasn't working before, but all I did was switch the order and it all worked again. So let's fix it for the final time and then we'll cable manage it and get it going. Oh, shoot. Don't drop it. What the? Why is it all whack? That doesn't make any sense. Just make sure I haven't not plugged it in right or something weird. It's just working and all I did was switch the direction and now it's gone to wacky wild mode. Everything is plugged in, right? Yeah. Why is it, what the? Well, it's definitely plugged in, right? It's not even the right colors. I already did, but it didn't change anything. I'm gonna reboot and just see if it fixes it. I wonder if it's this, like maybe. It's like, it's acting like it's like getting, it's like, it's not, yeah. What is going on? It was all working fine, and then now, like even like all of the cables, like it just was, oh, I didn't even do anything. Yeah, it's like all of a sudden this cable wigged out. It's like I plugged in the other cable. Dude, what the? Yeah, it's like the cable just broke. All and see, like that one's like semi there. Oh, geez. Okay. And this one's even shorter. Wow, it all worked, and then all I did was change one cable and like moved it, and then that move like basically fried the cable. Because like now it's like, and I didn't even do it, like it just completely got whack. Yeah, I touched it, and that's all, like I cared too much about this cable, and now this thing is like hosed. I have one more option that I could try. I'm gonna try. Okay.
I might be able to make this work. It'll still look better.
Okay. So what I'm doing is essentially taking all of the cables out of that I hid in the AIO in the air cooler and bringing them out, and then daisy chain I'll daisy chain the RGB into that. So that should work. Technically.
Should, but everything else that I did should have worked too, but.
Why is this not going on? There you go, okay.
All because a cable went bad.
But now it's back to not having to use a cable if I do it this way.
Got a little bit more visible cables, but
Still pretty clean. It'll still look clean. Okay, now this. There we go. Okay, let me get this cable managed again real quick. And the cable's still hidden. It's just not as, there's a little bit more visible at the top, but not as much as, not as little as I'd like. Okay, just going to top down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Well, I'll just make sure that I only use two. You know what I mean? So like if I stick to, if I use only even, then it'll still work out. I just gotta make sure that I don't use an odd number. And that daisy chain is a little bit lower, but still, there we go. And then now we still have a place way down here if we wanted to, like to daisy chain, if we wanted to add more RGB, we can, which is nice. And there we go. Okay, fixed. And clean again. It still looks good. Still looks clean. Okay. I like it. Looks nice. Can't see any cables. I'm happy. Okay. And there you go. From the static, it's all lit up. What do you guys think? Looks good, right? And now we have it rewired up, so it doesn't actually require an extension cable either. So technically it's still cheap. Does it? It looks like the rear fan's not spinning, but oh, it is. Okay, it's just a visual thing. Okay, so there we go. Check our capture here. Let's take a look at temperatures. It is going. It's just a visual thing. It is actually going. So let's go open up Armory Crate. There's blades behind it to make it look like it's not spinning, but it is. Then we'll run our fan cooling, but while we're doing that, let's grab this, put it on, and then we'll do our peel. So for this part, I put together a build that would be, well, no, the only thing I would switch is like you can do a 2K 5080 build. That would be good for DaVinci Resolve editing because of the GPU. Okay, here we go, guys. And if you look up on my stream, just look at the $2,000 budget build. That would be a great parts list to start with. And then you could switch it to a Core Ultra 9 if you wanted to, so it'd be a little bit more video editing if you wanted to do like Adobe or something like that, or you could do like a 9950 if you wanted to stay AMD. And there we go. Okay, so let's get in here. We got temperatures ready. Let's go and run our fan stuff really quick. Okay, this is doing a lot of. Whoa. It's like Armory Crate just got like a brand new update right now. That was weird. I've never seen this. It's like did it just come out? $7,800 you could do, well, I mean, we'll find out tomorrow about the 9070 and the 9070 XT. You could do a 5070 Ti with that. 5080 would also be a good one for that. So you have a number of options. The main reason it's actually not the lighting that I use it for. I mean, I don't mind the lighting, but I do like the Starry Night lighting option. But it's also I like their AI cooling stuff. Their air cooling stuff is actually really nice. For you, you don't have to listen to it. You know, you guys have done it, but for DIY things, it's actually pretty nice. And I think this is their big update for Armory Crate. So hopefully it keeps getting better. Tomorrow, Rurutu, is when we find out all the information, apparently. This like must have just dropped, guys. Because this is like completely new. Because even then, you guys saw me using Armory Crate before and it didn't bring this up. Hey, Pocket Watchdog, thank you for the sub. SDog02, thank you for the sub as well. Okay, here we go. New. See how it looks? This is new. Look at that, fancy. Wow, look at this. They've completely changed this. Wow, and then they have... So this is like a brand new Armory Crate. Oh, that updated already. Okay, Aura Sync. We still have the same stuff, but yeah, they've actually done this. Okay, so let's go to Fan Expert, which is now on its own. Yeah, this is oh, except for can't get to Fan Expert. Oh no. Why is this, oh, and then now they have the driver hub place. Oh wow, so they made that faster too. Because this was like my biggest complaint right here was was how painful this process was, because it used to be so slow. So all it does is that. And you can read your whole thing. That's kind of cool. Apparently, do I have to download the new Fan Expert? Oh, it says Fan Expert's up to date. No. Okay. Yeah, I might need to reboot. I might do that. So this has all the temps and all that sort of stuff too. And then it has the fan mode, but it doesn't have the AI is probably on the fan mode. So let's reboot real quick and see what happens. You guys are like seeing it brand new. This was not there like right before. Okay, I'll do that. Okay. Okay, let's try custom. And this is gonna load Fan Expert. Will it work? Hey! Okay, so it's on. Let's do an auto tuning. Okay, here we go. Yeah, this is just something that a lot of other people can do a little bit simpler, Falcon. And it does a pretty good job. I'm watching it turn off fans and all that stuff, which is actually pretty cool. Hey, what's up, Org? It's good to see you, man. It's been a while. I have to say, guys, the build for 1,600 bucks came out quite pretty. Not a lot of lighting on it. I mean, yeah, we have the RGB in it. And like I said, I wish we had the rear fan, which the 440 millimeter ones just got delivered. So having that, I think it would look a little bit nicer with one more RGB fan in the back. But yeah, all in all, I'm actually really happy with how it looks. I told him, Falcon. I should, yeah, it just doesn't do. I can't. You know why I can't do Windows dynamic lighting? Because you have to have an active version of Windows. So that's another reason why I use Armory Crate, because I don't activate Windows for every build. So because we take this apart, so that's the problem, is you can't use dynamic lighting if you don't have a activated version of Windows, because it's part of customization. The AI fan control, it's the same stuff actually for Aquarium for Asus, whether you do it on the BIOS or you do it in Armory Crate. You just have, I mean, the BIOS one is still doing the same. Well, that's not entirely true. You are right. There's no overhead if you do it via the BIOS stuff. Okay, so we have a fan curve now. It's showing the different ones. So we're good there. So let's go ahead and check our temps. Open up Cinebench. Yeah, I would guide doer, but if I did it for every build, like it wouldn't be a good, it's just not a good use of money, because we tear these builds apart. So. Okay, let's go 10-minute tests starting now. So no problem right now, sitting at 64 degrees. Like I said, was not worried about being able to air cool a 9600X. Craig, we've already checked the ROPS on this. It's 96. Because we did it because this is the card we reviewed. And we've checked all of our other cards too. And then the 5070 apparently doesn't have the problem. So how's our temps? Are still sitting at 65, so we have no issues whatsoever. So yeah, we're not gonna have any problem whatsoever. 65, 66, that's completely fine. If you want to buy some extra ROPs for your 50 series, just ping, go to Falcon Northwest. It's falcon-nw/ROPs. And there we go right there, sitting at 15,000, but the point being is that we're not gonna have any issues whatsoever. Okay, so we got no problems with GPU temps. Let's check GPU temps. Let's open up FurMark. Alt-Z, go to statistics, go to advanced. We'll put it on GPU temp. So you can see that, there's GPU temp right there. We'll run it at 1440p, full screen, and we're just gonna do run. And then that way we'll soak it. Oops, I didn't do 1080, I did 1080p. Sorry, I gotta get out of it. Okay, so we'll go to 1440p, 2560 by 1440. And then we're gonna run this and then just let it soak. And you guys should be able to see temp. Okay, so there's your temp right there, 5960 right now. One thing you could do with Armory Crate is you could, if you wanted to, which we don't have set up, but you could actually create a GPU, having the fans react on GPU temp too. Right now they're not, they're only gonna react on CPU. So it's sitting 66, 67, and it might get into the 70s, but for the most part, it's getting plenty of air just from the stuff that's coming through here, so no problem. But this is currently running, it's using 96%, and right now we're, 96%, we're sitting at 68 degrees right now. So we have no, so this is under full load, not under just normal, so. And for those who don't know, unfortunately, it's up here in the top right. If you're wondering where I'm looking at it, it's right here. Here's your temp right here. Guys, it's only 5%. It's only 5% of the GPUs. So, I mean, and the only two is like I do know that manufacturers are turning them around pretty quick. So there you go. It might get into the 70s, but for the most part, nothing to really worry about from GPU temp standpoint. So build's fine in that regard. And we could even, like I said, you could make, if you really wanted to, you could make a fan curve based off GPU if you wanted to. If you were going to do something like FurMark, for why you would do that, I don't know. But okay, so let's turn this off. And then let's just check some gaming temps. I spent a lot of my time, guys, dealing with RGB. So sorry about that. Oh, Avowed got a patch. Didn't know that. Can we pay 5% less? Yeah. Oh, that's right. No, 0.5%. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, thank you. This is why we like having Falcon sometimes. 0.5%. Devil Squirrel, thank you very much for the sub. Packet Watchdog, also thank you very much for the sub. Org, I have seen that from time to time too, but and where I've seen it the most is when you use OSD with multi-frame generation, but it's also happened on MSI Afterburner too. The problem is MSI Afterburner is getting really long in the tooth. It really needs an update. They're already doing it. They're already freeing the ROPs. Just checking something, waiting. Letting it finish its update. Luckily, the updates aren't big. How are you? You can change the color in FPS counter. What do you mean, Master Killer? Okay, there we go. Getting it in. There we go. Okay, perfect. We're just gonna let this last one update. Oh, that was a tiny one. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at the. Let's do the usual Cyberpunk 2077. Continue without account, play. Man, it's so crazy. They have stuff like get ready for the saga for Witcher 4, but dude, that game is nowhere close to being ready. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you telling us to go change, that you could change it now? That's like so not nice. I mean, get excited about it. It's like, dude, it's like so far away. Because Araxness people need to watch their stuff, you know what I mean? Let's just be honest, right? Like negativity breeds viewership. Wow, guys, 130 likes. Thank you very much for all those likes, guys. They keep saying it's 2026, right? Isn't that what they said? I don't remember if it's 2026 or 2025, but they keep saying it's soon. I'm gonna make sure it's not. Okay, so let's make sure that records. Okay. MPU build, we've done you mean like a build, like a MPU, like just a Core Ultra build without a GPU in it? We have a Core Ultra build next week. I try to use everything. Okay, so we're gonna do Ray Tracing Ultra, DLSS on. We'll do DLSS resolution at, oops. Oh, dang it. We'll do it at balanced. Frame generation we'll do off for now, just to see how it runs. We'll just run it the way that Everyone intended. Turn on path tracing. And then we got transformer model. So this is full blown everything on Cyberpunk 2077. See how it runs with DLSS. 5070 Ti, no multi-frame gen. There we go. Whoa, some smoke showed up all of a sudden. 63, 64 FPS. One of the things that this tells you, which is nice, right? If you can keep your average or keep it above 60 or close to 60, is that you can, for multi-frame gen for this would actually work pretty well for multi-frame gen because you got that nice 60 frames per second core there. So even though you're 1%, like it would still feel really good with MFG on this. And this is with path tracing and everything. This is where the 5070 versus the 5070 Ti, like depending on the kind of games you want to play, especially at 1440p, even though multi-frame gen will give you those really high high frame rates, that base core frame rate with just DLSS without frame gen on is really kind of you must be this tall to ride to in order to know whether the feeling is going to feel good. And this is using the transformer model, yes. What do you mean, Org? In what way? So there you go, 68.57 frames per second. So if we were going to go to settings and switch, where is it? Turn frame generation, oops. Turn frame generation on, apply. And then we have to restart. Not DLSS. DLSS super resolution with transformer and balance, okay? So we're gonna go exit out and then so now if I was to play the game with MFG or restart the game, it would feel really nice. Because I'm a boomer? That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna quit and restart. They delayed the release of the 9070. The MFG charts show no real performance. What do you think? How much do you think it's going to cost, Org? I'm just curious. Okay, popping in. Okay, let's pop in. Okay, so just making sure that we're getting solid there. Okay, so now we're gonna do MFG just to show it, because this game does do very well with multi-frame gen. So graphics, DLSS, let's go to 4 time, because this will feel, again, you got that 60 FPS there. So let's go to back and let's go to continue, and then we'll see in-game. And then we'll jump in and we'll check out some Indiana Jones, and then we'll show some Avowed. Okay, so here we are, and because, like I said, you got that nice base frame rate, we're getting 204 frames per second, and this is everything maxed. Just making sure here. 2560 by 1440, and then everything here, and then path tracing is on. Okay, cool. And it doesn't feel floaty, and that's just because like I said, the good, solid base frame rate is there like you need it to be. There you go, that beautiful, nice, clean Cyberpunk 2077, and then you can see there like it's like this stuff right here. The reflections there, specifically in water and stuff like that, is really just where you're going to get to see the beauty of the transformer and just all of the stuff. This game is just a showcase for it. Okay, so there is, and then again, temperatures. Check it out. GPU temp 62, CPU temp in the 70s. So again, no problem there from a gaming standpoint for either one of them. Okay, so let's check out Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. This one just got its patch for DLSS 4 and multi-frame gen, so it's now native to the game. And then we'll see. It's getting kind of late because I spent so much time fixing the RGB. I will see about Avowed just to take a look at it and see how it runs. I did update the drivers. Yeah, everything's all updated and everything's good. Yep, I can check. I don't think there was another driver today. This was benched yesterday. Yep, no, it's all good. Oh no, there is a new driver. Oh, it's just a game ready for this, but it shouldn't change anything. We'll install it real quick. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wild one, that's right. Well, I have to, dude, Half-Life RTX is, I mean, I love Half-Life, so yeah, for sure. I will definitely check it out. Monster Hunter Wilds drops tomorrow, right? And then that one, I mean, for sure, when we do our 9070 and 9070 XT build, we'll definitely be checking out Monster Hunter, given that's an AMD partner game. I always like to show the partner games. Space Marine 2 also got it, which is just gonna look amazing. So yeah. So what do you guys think of the build though? I mean, like, look, given what we're doing while we're waiting for this to update, what do you guys think of the overall performance, cost, like performance to cost for the $1,600 PC? What do you guys think? Yeah? Just curious, from what you've seen so far. Texas Haas, every build is completely wiped. And then, you mean how often do I do it, like to make sure that it's like it's good to go? You mean when I do driving? Oh, actually it is letting me do Windows Dynamic. Oh, I'd have to turn it on though. Okay, let me see what's going on here with Steam. Okay, let me restart this because the driver wants me to restart. On my personal machine, I probably do like DDU. I probably do DDU when, like for instance, when the 50 series came out and that driver was out, I did DDU for that one. And then anytime that I start to see like weird graphical anomalies is usually I'll do a DDU first. So I'd say it's not, for NVIDIA, it's not very often. When I was running the 7900 XTX, I actually had a tendency to do it almost every time because I just didn't want to have driver issues, and it did make running the 7900 XTX good. But the thing is, I don't know if that was just placebo because it may not have had issues otherwise. So yeah. So I can't say, like, I just knew, like, it had a history before, so it may not have been a big deal, you know? The RGB cable battle of 2025. Yeah, and if you go to robeytech.com and go to tools, you can actually, if you go to robeytech.com and go to tools, there's a whole guide for DDU. So if you're curious. Okay, come on, Steam, library. Okay, so now we have the latest drivers. So it shows you step by step on how to do it, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's under resources. Yeah, robeytech.com/resources. There you go. There you go. It's just I only have like 3 games on here, so I wish I could try every game, but downloading them is like, you know, at 70 gigs, right? Why are you not? Oh, see, this is one maybe. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so let's go to video. Don't know why it's at 1920 by 1080. Let's go to 2560 by 1440. Accept. Oh, there you go. Okay, let's go to, so now we have widescreen, vertical sync. Well, adaptive's fine, but it's going to get off. Motion blur's off. Chromatic is off. Graphics quality, supreme. Ray tracing. Full ray tracing. I don't know what that said, so I might have mucked something up. There it goes. All lights on. DLSS is on. Separation is on balanced. Ray reconstruction on. Just give it a sec. Takes a little second. I turned motion blur off. I think that this is one, it's this that ends up having a problem, and I might have to do the overlay. Because FrameGen and GPU tweak don't sometimes get along. Oh, did I like hard lock this? Oh, nope, I didn't. Oh, but I think, yeah, GPU tweak, I think this is like one of those things where a GPU tweak does not, okay. Because luckily, it actually has its own. Okay, let's try this one more time. Because you guys already saw what gaming temps and stuff are like, so. See what happens. Let's go in there. It doesn't show CPU temps though, Araxnus. That's the only problem I have with it. It shows GPU and all the right stuff. It just doesn't show CPU temps. Okay, here we go. Video native. Okay, so we have everything's at high, Multra, DLSS, balance. We're at double right now. We're gonna turn on some, there we go. We'll turn on some performance metrics. We'll just put on medium. And then here we go. Look at that. And this, dude, it's like this update was so magical. So we're getting 132, whoops. 132 frames per second. 115 frames per second right now. It looks so good. This game is so pretty. Now the tearing that you see on there is not from, I don't get that on mine. It's just sometimes, like, remember guys, you're compressing down to 60 frames per second and all that stuff in Twitch, and so it's a little bit hard. Just giving you guys an idea in terms of what performance is like as we run around here. Open to closed. This game, they did just such a good game. This game is so good. So again, not bad for a $1,600 build, you know what I mean? Again, trying to give you like just a good idea. And there you go, guys. 130 frames per second, just now with their new DLSS. The other thing too is if you are playing this on an AMD card, the other thing too is they did just update the driver for that as well. So now it has FSR support. There you go, guys. Giving you a good idea of that. Okay, so let's check one more game. That's Indiana Jones. And then we'll check out Avowed. Okay, so check out Avowed, and then that'll be like kind of last one. This one, not a DLSS 4 game, but obviously something that just recently released. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Forgot. It's like, oh, I forgot my saves and stuff are in this. This game is so good. Okay, just waiting for that. I heard some not so nice thing about Avowed. Really? Oh no, this game is awesome. I mean, at least for me. I mean, it really depends on the kind of games that you like, but I've really, really enjoyed this game. Really? I didn't think so. I thought it was witty. I've really just enjoyed the characters, but it comes down to people. Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited about Dune Awakening. And this will be the last one, guys. Our last little foray into testing. But not every game is for every person, and I totally get it. See you later, Jane Doe. The good old waiting for textures. I like that one, Guy Doer. Good joke. Good joke. I'm getting hungry. That's always my sign too, that it's time, like it's getting dinner time. So I gotta get this done. Okay. So this will play an older thing because all of my saves are synced to Xbox. So we'll look at settings. Look at graphics, full screen, frame limit, 60. Do unlimited, motion blur off, VSync turn off, ray tracing on, it's on DLSS, we'll put it on balance, frame generation off, low latency on, I'll put everything on Epic, I guess. There we go, fly. Okay, just hit continue. This should be like on, I should be at like this, I don't know where we're gonna be. We'll find out. Yeah, so here we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. Hold on. GPU tweak. Turn on the OSD. Hopefully, okay, there we go. So we're at 107 frames per second without putting anything on. By the way, their water effects, I love their water effects. Like, they did such a good job with the water stuff. And there's like this one place where you can play where like the reflections look so good. So we're getting 90, 100 FPS without, basically without any frame generation. I mean, look at that distance, that draw distance. Yeah, it's a really great game. A lot of fun. Really, really like this game. So again, just giving you an idea in a really wide open area what frame rate would be like even on a game like this. So, and there we go, guys. There it is, the $1,600 price-focused 5070 Ti build. You've seen it. We've shown you how to troubleshoot. We've shown you how to troubleshoot RGB. But all in all, guys, not in all seriousness, we showed you thermals, which were great with the 9600X. You could go up to a 9800X 3D if you wanted to. That'd still be a perfectly fine CPU to pair with this. We showed you how to get it all set up. We showed you thermals. We showed you GPU thermals. We showed you gameplay. We showed you gameplay thermals and all that, and even gameplay performance. So absolutely amazing PC. Amazing PC if you can get it for $1,630. Obviously, there is that whole GPU shortage issue going on right now. But one of those things that maybe later on, or if you're looking for a build in the future, and this is about where you are, this would be a perfectly good build to get to do and game with. Anyway, guys, that is it for me today. We are back tomorrow, noon Pacific time. We're going to be showing off. Well, I'll show you what we're showing off. We're showing off this right here. And you're going to want to tune in for this. We're going to be showing you the MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. So this is their new one. 50% more GPU power than the other. 50% more GPU power. So again, very, very cool. We'll get to show this off. This is their Lunar Lake handheld. So that's going to be happening noon Pacific time. We're also going to be playing Virtua Fighter 5. So we're going to be checking that out as well. And so it should be a super, super cool stream. That's starting at noon Pacific, going from noon to 2 p.m. And then we're back on Tuesday next week for another build. We're going to be building a beautiful Core Ultra 9 Antec Flux build. So this is going to be a Core Ultra 9 RTX 5080 build. And we're going to be doing that. So we'll be showing you a cool Antec Flux build. So something just kind of priced around the $3,000 mark. I think it's $2,600 if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be super fun as well. And so it should be a really, really good stream. And then we have a couple of commission builds coming up as well. So that should be neat. Plus a really, really cool Corsair 6500X build that we're going to be building with the MSI Supreme Liquid 5090. We also have the Liquid 5090 from Asus as well. So we got a couple of those full-size 5090 builds coming up at the same time. So it should be a really, really fun month of March. Not to mention just all the videos and all the other fun stuff. Have an absolutely amazing time tomorrow talking and seeing what AMD has. We'll see how they react. We have a video coming out first thing tomorrow morning for the brand new card based on the briefing and stuff that we have. But again, we don't even have pricing information, so we're going to be finding all of that stuff out at the same time as you. Anyway, guys, have an absolutely amazing night. We will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.
If you'd like a written transcript of tonight's Robeytech broadcast, please contact Blondie but Geeky. She'll be happy to give you a notepad and a pen so you can start writing down everything you hear.